Why do some people do that right before they talk? Why do some people make any noise before they talk? Today, I want to discuss a little bit about frames. And before we get deep into frames, something I want you to consider. Imagine a situation, and if you've been in my classes before or we've talked before, you've probably done this exercise with me. Imagine that you're having a birthday party and you want to invite me to come, and you really want me to come. And you say, hey, Jeff, can you come to my birthday party? And I say, I can't go. How do you feel? How do you feel about that? You might feel a little hurt. You might feel a little bit angry. You might be curious, like, why can't you go? So let's restart the conversation. You're having a birthday party. You're really excited about it, and you really want me to come. So you go to me and you say, hey, Jeff, can you come to my birthday party? And I say, man, I really want to go. That's the same day I'm literally flying out of the country. How do you feel now? It's the same situation, right? In the first situation, I can't go to your birthday party. In the second situation, I can't go to your birthday party either. But the impression you have might be different. The emotion you feel after that response might be very different. What's changed? Well, I've given you a frame. The frame is the context by which you interpret the entire situation. Frames are really helpful, and there's lots of ways we can give frames. In fact, before we say anything, a lot of times we're already giving the frame. For instance, if I start off a phrase by, well, you can probably guess that what I'm about to say surprised me or excited me, and maybe I want to convey that to you. If I start off something by saying, you can probably guess that I'm not happy, maybe I'm upset, maybe I'm hesitant to tell you what I'm about to tell you. Frames are important. We can even give frames with our body. We don't even need to make a sound. If we just start off smiling, or if we start off half smiling, or if we start off pouting, or if we start off by looking down, or if we start off by shaking our head. These are all frames. Before we've even said a word, you already are creating some expectations about what I'm about to tell you next. So let's start off now. We're ready to start off, but let's now take a look at the text we're going to be using. Here's another little haiku for you. I'm just going to read the words for you. Early appointment. Boiling oatmeal before the sun joins. All right. So one thing you're going to notice too, by the way, for those of you focused on pronunciation, you're going to notice that this haiku is using a lot of oi sounds. Oi, oi. And something I always like to tell students is that, you know, if you have this sort of sound in your first language, just be mindful that American English diphthongs are trying to compress the vowel. So instead of doing that oi, oi, which you may be getting something similar in your first language, American English kind of wants to compress it into a single sound, so it becomes more like just oi, oi. Let's just practice some of those words really quick. So for instance, we have the word joins. Oi, joy, joins. Oi, joy, joins. Make sure that vowel's not shifting before the end, so it's not joyins, it's just joins, joins. We have the word appointment, appointment. So it's not appointment, it's more appointment. More breath coming through. Again, we're compressing that diphthong so it's not too exaggerated when we say it. One word we want to be mindful of is this word, boiling. So we have the oi sound that is linking with an L. And one of the things that we've discussed a lot is when you have a diphthong that links with an L, it's going to break into two parts. You're going to get your oi sound, and then you're going to finish with an o, oi, o. Oi, oh, oil, oil. Notice that the O is also lower in pitch and weaker and faster. Oil, boil, oi, oil, boil, boiling, oi, oil, boil, boiling. All right. So now let's look at this phrase and just kind of discuss it, the whole little poem here. To me, it's suggesting that it's early in the morning. maybe around dawn, we're making breakfast. What's something that we often feel early in the morning before the sun's out? If you're awake, I don't know about you, but I'm tired. I'd like to go back to sleep. And so something I might do is I might yawn. And let's also think about some more things about the morning. How do you talk in the morning? Are you talking like this? Like, hey, good morning. Maybe you're really that peppy. Are you like that when you first wake up? I know for me, I might talk a little bit lower, maybe a little bit softer, not as firm, a little more gravelly with my voice, right? Because it's the morning. So, compare how we originally said this, something more like early appointment, boiling before the sun joins. Let's add a frame. Let's add the frame to show to our listener that we're tired, we're a little sleepy. So we're going to go soft. We're going to use some lower pitches, and let's maybe start with a yawn. Okay. So I want you to yawn with me. And in fact, what else do we do oftentimes when we yawn? We also stretch. So maybe let's get our body involved a little bit, right? Let's get some body kits. It's like early appointment. Compare that to the original way we said it, right? We're just early appointment. Can you play with me? Can you yawn and say that too? So again, early appointment. Some people might do that. Some cats do that. I know. Growing up, our cats used to yawn. And what's our second phrase? So we might wake up a little bit after yawn. So boiling the oatmeal before the sun joins. Okay, because we're sleepy the entire time. So we start off yawning and stretching. So early appointment. Then we get maybe just a little firmer to add some contrast too. Boiling the oatmeal. And then maybe we'll get extra soft before the sun joins. And notice one thing I'm doing. Before the sun joins. And notice that by the time I get to joins, I'm really soft before the sun joins. Okay. So I think overall that kind of gives a sleepy but not unhappy version of saying this. It sounds a little happy. It's not bad. Okay. Maybe I'm not a morning person. How would you say this if you're not a morning person? Okay, so maybe when you wake up in the morning, you might do the yawning and the stretching, but maybe you sound a little grumbly or a little more mumbly when you say it. So let's maybe show that we're not a morning person. Let's try this again. Appointment. Boiling the oatmeal before the sun joins. Okay, one of the things you're going to notice there too, to get more into it, closing my eyes, I'm kind of squeezing my eyes shut. I'm looking down a little bit. Boiling the oatmeal before the sun joins. I'm just kind of like mumbling. The words don't have to be entirely comprehensible. Just to give the idea that, hey, I'm sleepy. Don't talk to me. And we have some people in my family that's how they are in the morning. It's like, hey, I need a couple minutes to warm up. Maybe that's you too. Okay, so hopefully that kind of gives you some more strategies to think about. The big takeaway I want you to be considering, though, is your frame. How are you preparing your listener for the thing you're about to tell them? What are you doing with your face? What are you doing with your body? What are you doing with your voice? What are you doing with your sounds? We'll see you in the next video.